The school bell echoed through the quiet, early morning air, but the hallways remained eerily still. Officer Daniels and his K-9 partner, Max, padded silently through the corridor of Ridgewood High, their routine security sweep unusually tense this time. It was just supposed to be a precaution, nothing more. But that day, Max, an aging but fiercely loyal German shepherd, stopped suddenly near locker 127, nose twitching, body tense. Something was wrong. And within the next 24 hours, the truth Max uncovered would change everything. Ridgewood High was like any other suburban school, full of laughter, drama, pressure, and the kind of invisible battles that teens often fought alone. But beneath its polished image, something darker had been brewing, unnoticed by teachers and unseen by classmates. Until Max sniffed it out. Max had been with Officer Daniels for 8 years. He was more than a dog, he was a hero, a partner, a guardian. He'd helped bust drug rings and found missing children, but this was different. Max had stopped near the locker of a quiet junior named Ethan Miller, a shy kid with messy hair, dark eyes always cast downward, and a silence that made him invisible in a crowd. Most students didn't know much about Ethan. But Max had sensed something that humans couldn't see. Officer Daniels pried open the locker, expecting to find drugs or something suspicious. Instead, he pulled out a worn, leather-bound journal. Curious, he flipped it open and began to read. Within seconds, his breath caught in his throat. The pages were filled with Ethan's thoughts. Painful, raw, and brutally honest. He wrote about the bullying he endured, how his classmates laughed when he spoke in class, how they mocked his clothes, his stutter, his loneliness. He wrote about how his parents were too busy fighting to notice him fading. But it was the last few entries that made Officer Daniels' hands tremble. They spoke of a plan. A date. A time. It was today. Max had just saved hundreds of lives, because Ethan had been planning to bring a weapon to school and end everything. His life. Maybe others. Daniels called for backup. The school went into a soft lockdown. Authorities found Ethan alone in the art room, a backpack beside him. Inside was a small firearm he'd taken from his father's closet. He hadn't pulled it out yet. He was just sitting there. Crying. It wasn't rage in his eyes when the officers arrived, it was hopelessness. Ethan looked up, defeated, and asked just one question. Why did anyone come this time? Daniels knelt beside him. Because someone finally listened, Ethan. Someone saw you. That someone was Max. Ethan was taken in, but not as a criminal. He was treated as a child in pain. A student who needed help, not punishment. The school made the rare and compassionate decision to intervene with therapy and family support instead of expulsion. And Ethan's journal became a wake-up call. In the weeks that followed, Ridgewood High changed. Students were encouraged to speak out, to write anonymously if needed, to share their pain. Teachers received mental health training. The school implemented programs on kindness and emotional literacy. But most importantly, they started listening. Max was honored in a school assembly. The same students who once ignored Ethan now clapped for a dog who saw what no one else did. And sitting in the back row, with tear-filled eyes, was Ethan, alive, healing, and finally visible. 1 year later, Ethan stood at graduation. He didn't give the valedictorian speech. He didn't get straight A's. But he did walk across the stage. And that alone was a miracle. In his hand, he held something small and precious, Max's old badge, given to him by Officer Daniels. After the ceremony, he walked over to Max, now retired, resting peacefully under a shady tree with Daniels by his side. Ethan knelt down, pet the old hero's head, and whispered, "You saved my life, before I even knew I needed saving." Max wagged his tail. Because sometimes, the smallest gestures, like a dog's alert sniff, can unearth the loudest cries for help. And sometimes, the bravest heroes don't wear capes. They wear fur, and they never stop listening. Message. This story isn't just about a dog or a student. It's about how easily cries for help can go unheard until it's too late. Let this be a reminder, pay attention. Speak kindness. And when someone looks like they're fading into the background, notice them. You never know whose life you might be saving just by showing that you care.